I feel bad for him.
Ugh, okay. So you called out to them and said what manner of.
She understood that?
I caught most of it.
What manner of creature are you?
Creature?
Okay. One of the sprite mirrors to you that is right up near Thanos cocks its head to you, responding in Sylvan. We are protectors of this. What manner of creature are you?
Sorry, my internet cut for a second there because my mom's Wi-Fi doesn't extend all the way through the house. So
Oof.
what was that?
The imp said that they are guardians and then asked what kind of creature you are.
I too am a guardian of the nature. What do you guard?
This place. And that's going to be most of your turn. I will say you do have just enough room in your turn for a bonus action or movement if you'd like to take it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shillalog on my staff.
All right.
That is a bonus action. And then that'll do, I guess.
Okay. Shillelagh up in this place. Mirren, it's your turn.
Hey.
Sorry, whose turn?
Mine.
Mirren.
Mirren. All
Sitting
right.
over here at 3.
Oh, wait. See.
So I don't understand what they said, right?
What is Mirren? Mirren, your dexterity score is 13, right?
Yes.
And Ken, Sparky Boy's dexterity is at least 14, right?
Yeah, it's 14.
So you will actually be going first.
Okay, I will be. I mean, I got a 3 for my initiative.
You and Ken, so you and Kelso both got 3s. So then it goes with whoever has the higher dexterity.
Makes sense.
Unless one of you would like to just let the other person go first, but
I'm going to kind of sit back and because I'm not quite sure what's going on with this situation. Like the turtle is talking in different languages with them, and I'm all sorts of confused.
Okay, then we'll have Mirren go first, and then if you, after Mirren's turn, if you want to take your turn, you can. Otherwise, you can hold an action at that point.
Okay.
Sweet.
It's Mirren.
I don't speak the language, right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Infernal. You don't recognize this language.
So
it sounds vaguely almost Elvish, but not.
Almost Elvish, but not. So it sounds familiar, but I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, you could almost say. Well, roll me an intelligence, just straight intelligence.
Ooh, that's a 16. That's a good start.
Okay, so
19.
19. Okay. You vaguely recognize one of the words as like could be guardian or protector, sort of. What they're speaking seems to be an archaic language that Elvish may have evolved from. Kind of like English speakers hearing Latin or
okay. That's a good way of explaining it.
Yeah, or Anglo-Saxon.
So I'm currently I'm holding my quarterstaff. So I actually release my two-handed grip and just kind of put it off to my side with one hand in a very non-menacingly fashion, like as if someone just someone with a walking stick. And I, in Elvish, ask them if they comprehend Elvish.
All right. One of them, the same one that touched Thanos and seems to be doing kind of the talking for the group, turns to you in Elvish and in kind of broken, heavily accented. Yes, we speak this. What are you?
I am an elf.
Why here?
Girl, bad dreams. Something in the forest.
He, or it's kind of hard to tell with these things whether they have gender or not. But it kind of looks over at Tamizra and narrows its eyes. Not good place for girl. Go home. And again, I'll say that you have enough room for a bonus action if you would like to take one in your turn, but that conversation is basically an action.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my action. And I don't think I'm gonna move anywhere.
So you can't really hold a bonus action?
Sorry. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. Ken, are you doing anything, or are you gonna hold an action?
I'm just gonna pull out my big old sword and... no, I'm not going to do that. Second thought, I'm not going to pull out my big old sword. I'm just going to like have my hand on the hilt, non-threateningly as possible.
Okay. Are you readying to pull it out and attack if there's anything, if anyone does anything threatening? Or...
Yeah, that's kind of what I had thought.
Okay. Just making sure I understand what the trigger is and what the prepared action is.
Yeah.
Non-threateningly holds on to deadly weapon. That
Non-threateningly holds a knife to all their throat.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, that's the sentiment here.
Just
it's very hard to
like,
hold the handle of a sword in a non-threatening fashion.
Just casually resting a hand on the
guy
pommel.
walking down the road with a pistol sitting outside of his belt, and you can see that it's there clearly, but he's not gonna hold on, or he's not.
He's holding it. He just doesn't have it aimed at you.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
He hasn't unholstered it or anything.
No, it's
that's what I'm saying. Though it would be the equivalent.
Okay. Yeah. The first one that flew up toward Sparky Boy and hit him sees you like rest your hand on the pommel of the sword, and he raises his tail up threateningly and says something in a language which you don't understand, but given what's happened so far, those of you who he actually says this in both Elvish and Sylvan.
Wow.
Which he says it once in Elvish, or once in Sylvan, and then says it again in Elvish to try to make sure as many people understand as possible.
Okay. I'm still going.
Stay here. Yeah, you don't understand either thing. He's saying something in kind of garbled words you don't recognize. No, stay here. No, go further. Go home. So C-word, you recognize it when he says it at first. It's a little bit more... When he says it in Sylvan, it sounds like he's just trying to use simple words for simple-minded people. When he's speaking it in Elvish, it's more broken, like it's definitely not his first language.
Can I respond to that at all?
I'll allow you a quick one-line response.
Well, what are you guarding?
And he doesn't respond. And that brings us to Colton's turn.
Sorry about that. I will attempt to speak to them in Infernal again and say, shoot, hold it. Shit, I don't know. I'll just wait because I don't know what the hell they're saying. I'll let someone else who's say something.
That's true. No one has translated the first ones. Don't stay here. Don't come any further. Turn around and go home.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. Are you holding any particular action while you wait?
No.
Okay. The next sprite, the one that's been doing the majority of the talking, raises its tail threateningly and repeats, "Go home," in Elvish and Sylvan. And it's Tamizra's turn. And she looks, well, what are we doing? Are they going to keep attacking us?
We have to find out what's going on, even if it means going through these.
They don't seem very forthcoming with any answers. I say we remove these abominations.
Okay. And so that is what Tamizra's been waiting for. And let me take a look at her spells. So she goes ahead and releases the spell she's been holding on to. She hurls her hand forward, and a bubble of acid streaks out over the water at the two of the sprites that are currently still hovering over the pool. And they need to make dexterity saving throws.
Are they sprites or are they imps?
They look like imps.
They speak a multitude of languages, so it's hard to tell on top of that.
Very true. Okay, so let's see. That is... Okay. Oh, yeah. They're going to make their saving throws there. The two imps flying over the water managed to easily dodge the bubble of acid. And as it splashes harmlessly into the water, you see a large reptilian head rear up. Not dragon-like, but it's joined by another. And I guess anyone who wants to could make either a history or a nature check.
Okay.
17?
16.
17, 16. Does anyone else make a nature check? 18. Okay, so you all recognize right away. Okay, so with your 9, you're a little bit more focused on the imps right in front of you than the thing that's just reared out of the pool. The rest of you recognize the menacing heads of a hydra pretty quickly.
Oh
Did you
gosh.
say a Hydra?
God damn it!
I did.
Okay. You
I
cut
knew
out for a
it.
second, just making sure.
I did say Hydra.
Okay.
Uh, but there's nothing near it at the moment, so it seems to be doing nothing more than threatening.
So how many of them did you say there were initially?
There are, you saw 5 imps.
Okay, that makes sense.
5 imps, and then 2 Hydra heads just appeared. And that's going to be the end of Temisra's turn. So that brings us to our 3 imps that are over the water. And now that people are hurling acid at them, they're going to try shooting again. Okay. So, let's see here. Who was it that said go ahead and attack him?
That would be me.
I
You
thought it was
said
the
to
turtle.
go ahead. But
No.
I said it's common. So
Okay. So
I said it.
Mhm.
Atho. Okay, so that's only
Uh,
one.
So Ken, does an 18 hit your armor class?
Does a Hydra count as one foe?
For targeting spells, it does. For targeting like the spells, I believe it does count as one creature.
Interesting. Okay.
So does an 18 hit your armor class?
It's a meat. So yeah.
Okay, if it meets, it beats. So it does. You're gonna take a point. Let's see here. You're gonna take 1 point of piercing damage and make a Constitution saving throw for me. And then also for our Tortle friend, does a 12 hit your armor class? Sorry, didn't catch that. Tugboat, does a 12 hit?
So it
I
actually.
failed my throw. By the way,
Say that again?
I said I failed my Constitution throw.
Oh.
What was your Constitution throw?
It was a 5.
Oh, okay. So you are poisoned again, and you fall unconscious.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm unconscious.
Huh.
Not at 0 hit points, but you are now unconscious.
Oh gosh.
Did you
Okay.
take damage for that, or just straight
He
KO?
took a point. He took a point of piercing damage, but now he is unconscious.
Ooh.
He's not at 0 hit points, but he is unconscious. So he's not like bleeding out. He doesn't have to make death saves or anything.
Right.
But I'm still not looking good either.
He gave you a
But-
nice big old dose of chloroform.
Yeah, pretty much. I do need to know if Seaward made his or if he got hit.
It did not hit. I have a
Did not
natural
hit.
armor
Did not
of
hit.
17.
Oh, very nice.
Of how much?
17.
Nice.
Great. And with a natural 20, they did hit Temisra. Okay, so she's going to take a couple points of damage, and she needs to make a saving throw. And
Sorry,
she's
was
fine.
Bray attacked as well?
No.
I mean,
The
yeah,
three
no,
they
sorry.
the 3 that were attacked were Dorvin, Temisra, and Seaward.
Okay.
And your paladin friend is now unconscious.
Yeah, I caught that. Sorry. I was just double checking.
And Seaward, it is your turn.
Alright. So, I am going to call light.
Oh. Oh,
He gonna do what?
okay. He is going to call lightning.
Fun.
So
For him.
Maybe not for the trees.
Is there any point that I could hit at least one imp on the lightning bolt's way down to the Hydra?
Let me. Here. Let's see.
How close are they together?
From where they've been flitting around, I would say the two Hydra heads are within 5 feet of each other. Don't take me there.
That is
But the imps are probably 10 feet apart from each other and the Hydra head.
okay. So I'm gonna call the lightning bolt down right in between the heads of the Hydra. And you can tell me whether or not that you'll allow this. So the hope, my imagination here, is that I'm going to hit both heads of the Hydra with the lightning bolt, and then also have it blast into the water that it is standing in.
To try to get the body as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Also,
Okay.
to see if the water would amplify the light.
Okay.
That'd be super cool.
Let's see how this goes. I need to take a look here.
Meanwhile, I'm just lining up my spells.
All right. So, as Seward says something in a language that you guys don't understand and makes some gestures with his 3-fingered hands, a storm cloud appears in a shape of a cylinder 10 feet tall above the pool. 10 feet tall, about 60 foot radius, so about 120 feet across, about 100 feet above you guys. See, each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. All right, so we're doing saving throws for the Hydra. That's going to be interesting. Oh, but that is a natural 19. Let me double check here.
Yeah, my DC is 16, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt he has a negative for... Yeah, no. So he makes his save, which means I believe he takes half damage. But let me see if there's any notes on this here. You don't normally run into that. How do I want to do this?
Dovin gives a thumbs up because he likes lightning.
Mm-hmm. I will say that because it's in water, it's not going to double the lightning damage, but I will allow you to add, we'll say a D6 of lightning damage to it for being in water.
All right.
So roll your 3d10 and a d6.
So the 3d10 come out to 16. And the d6 comes out to 2.
So the total is
damage.
Sorry, say again.
18 points of damage.
Dang, dude.
So, yeah, have and then I don't know if you're doing that for like if it actually hits all three, or if you're just doing the damage once.
Okay. So it looks like the way the lightning struck, the heads were able to like dodge the lightning. But it does seem like where it struck in the water may have glanced off of the body a bit, plus both of them being their necks being in the water. It looks like they both kind of took some of the damage.
Perfect.
But not as much as you would have hoped had they not been able to dodge it. All right. Any bonus action you're taking?
Nope.
Okay. And you guys are about 30 feet from the edge of the water and about another 10 feet out to the sprites. So that the sprites are about 40 feet away from you guys, especially those near the front. And the Hydra is another 10 feet back from that. So about
Right. So
50.
the Hydra is 10 feet past the imps, and the imps 40 feet from us,
Right.
you said?
Imps. There we go. Keep looking at... I have too many notes out. So the imps are 40 feet away from you, and the Hydra is 50 feet away from you. About 10 feet away from the imp.
Okay. Which means I cannot cast that. Good to know.
And, Ken, it is your turn.
I am unconscious.
That's right. So you do nothing. Mirren, it's your turn.
Gosh.
Okay.
I love this.
If I cast an effect on the 2 Hydra heads, does that apply to all 5? Or just the 2? Because if it's one creature, right?
Is this an area of effect thing, or is it something that targets a creature?
It targets one creature. I was considering casting blindness and deafness.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Wisdom check would bring me to 12.
12. Okay, let's see here. So with that, you would reason that it would be more difficult with the multiple heads to do something like blind it, deafen it, or do something that might affect its mind. It's possible. It's just going to be harder to do, you think?
Okay. I can't do anything for Dovahkiin, so I'm going to...
You don't know that.
Knowing the spells that I know at this point in time, I'm pretty certain that I can't help you. Okay, I'm going to cast Bane. I'm gonna move 10 feet forward because they're 40 feet from me.
Okay.
I'm gonna move 10 feet forward, cast Bane on 3 of the, lack of a better name, imps.
Uh-huh.
And at first level, so I'm gonna need 3 of them to make charisma saving throws.
Okay, I dig it. Charisma saving throws?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see how charismatic these imps are.
Not very, from what I can tell.
Well, let's see. So one of them got a total of 14. What's your spell save DC?
Spell DC is a 15.
Okay. Then they all fail, because I rolled it. They have a total of 14 for one of them, 3 for another, and a natural 1.
Great.
That
So-
one explodes.
All 3 of the imps that are on the or over the water near the Hydra are now affected by your Bane spell.
Okay.
Okay, now that was. Did you cast that at first level?
I cast that at first level, yes.
Okay, so you can only. You've already cast a level 1 spell, so the only other spell you could cast would be a cantrip. Which I don't know that any of your cantrips are bonus action.
Okay. So I would not be able to cast Spiritual Weapon? The casting time is 1 bonus action.
Yes, but if you cast a leveled spell as a bonus action, the only other spell casting you can do on your turn is a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action.
Okay. Spare the Dying, would that affect Dovahkiin?
That is, he is stable. I will say it's fairly. He's unconscious. He got chloroformed hard, essentially.
I am sleepy boyed.
He's a sleepy. Sparky boy is a sleepy boy.
Any of us have.
All right. In which case, I am going to do nothing.
Okay.
I take a nap.
I afflicted them.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Okay,
Yes,
so that brings us up to the first sprite's turn again. And looking very... Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong sheet again. Oh my gosh, I have all of my old notes here. Okay, so that brings us up to Imp number 1, who is going... Let's see. Dovahkiin's down, so he's going to turn his attention to probably the girl that flung acid at his compatriots. And the 14 is not going to hit. So he goes after, he flicks his stinger at her, but it seems to go wild. And
wild magic? You say wild magic?
Not wild magic. He flicks his stinger at her and it misses her.
Gotcha.
Which brings us to the Hydras, who look very agitated at being zapped, but there doesn't seem, as they kind of like lunge and snap toward the shore, there's nothing really within reach, and so they just kind of snap their jaws threateningly. But they're not going to do anything else with their turn. So Colton, what's Thanos doing?
Colton.
I take out my great axe and I go to attack the Hydras.
You gonna wade out into the water?
Can I leap out at them?
You gonna like do a running, and then like a running jump?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the rules for long jump?
With a 10-foot running start, you can jump your strength. You can jump your strength score.
Yeah. Okay. So what is your strength score, Thanos?
15.
Okay. So, you see. How does that compare with your movement? Trying to figure out where that'll put you.
But that was a pretty shitty move, because now I don't feel as confident calling lightning over water. But that's your fault, so when you get fried, don't yell at me.
I didn't catch most of that.
He was telling Colton he's an idiot for jumping into water that he's about to electrocute. And as soon as I wake up, I'm going to electrocute too.
Hey, it
Please
doesn't
don't
look like
jump into.
Each foot you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement. So, You guys are 30 feet away from the water's edge. So you're gonna, if you run up to the edge of the water, you're gonna have to use your action to make that leap.
Oh.
And then you would have your bonus action left.
Okay. Do I still? I have not actions. The double action. Or dual action.
Action search. You could
What?
use. Are you asking if you can use action search?
Yeah.
You could do that.
It depends. How electrocuted do you want to get?
You did just see the druid call down a lightning storm that has zapped the water one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whether
can I rethink that decision? Sorry. Attack
Yes.
like one of the imps.
You want to attack one of the ones that's above land?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that was right in your face.
Okay. I'll attack that one.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for an attack.
That's... So I rolled an 18 with the dice. 10 per attack.
A plus 10 on your attacks? Dang. Yeah, no, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, no, it's not plus 10. The attack is 10, if it would hit. I rolled both of them.
Oh, the damage is 10?
Yeah, damage is... Actually, no, it's 12. Sorry.
Okay. You cut the imp in half.
Holy shit.
Neat. He's still gonna get jacked up by that water.
Imps are terribly strong, so...
Yeah, no, you just you pull out your axe and just Darth Maul style head torso goes one way, legs go the other. Okay, and you let's see here.
Nasty boy.
The other one was right next to Ken, and so if you wanted to, you could move over by Dovahkiin and use your second attack on the other imp that's over there.
Yeah. I'll do
right.
that. And then, just want to double check, hit DC, it says that it's +5, so does that add 5 to my roll? Or
Okay.
Sorry. Let me take a photo and send it real quick.
That might help.
Okay, so if it's two-handed, it's 1d8.
There.
For your quarterstaff?
Yeah. Because versatile.
Waiting for my computer to load. Okay. Yeah. That is whatever you roll to hit, your attack roll is +5. And then if you hit, it's the damage die +2.
Alright, sweet. Just want to double check.
Okay,
Right.
and are you wielding your Great Axe is a two-handed weapon, so okay.
Thanks.
All right. So, what was your next attack roll?
Let me roll that right now, actually. That's 23.
Okay.
And
That'll
then
hit.
it did 3 damage.
3 points of damage?
Yeah.
Is that +2?
You rolled a 1 on the damage die?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. But it looks like this imp was not very hardy as you end up, your axe bites deep into his unarmored body, and like cracks through his ribs and his sternum, and he falls to the ground dead as well.
Oh dang.
Cow.
You're just chowing through these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and that brings us to Misra's turn. Seeing that there's none right next to her, she's gonna kind of look around, see the storm cloud up above, and then look over at Dovin, who
Call me dozing.
who's dozing. And then she's also gonna see Ivy's little head peeking up worriedly over his shoulder as your little pseudo dragon seems very concerned that you just fell asleep all of a sudden and it's not nap time. And so Tamizra is gonna come over and kind of like try to shake you, and then she's going to go ahead and try to just like slap you to wake you up. And she does manage to wake you up, so you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you're awake.
I'm not a dwarf.
It's not ready.
What's the situation? No. Am I still poisoned?
You are still poisoned, so you do still have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Okay. Well, in that case, what do I see just around me?
Okay, so as you sit up, you see the crumpled and hacked bodies of 2 imps, while 3 more are hovering over the pool, and there are 2 Hydra heads looming up above. But it is not your turn.
Sweet.
And
Fine.
let's see here. Okay. Oh, it should. Okay, and so that's going to be Misra's turn, which brings us to the imps over the water. And let's see here. They look very concerned. So the first one is going to fire at Thanos because he just took out 2 of their buddies. And they have to, I gotta take that D4 and subtract it. Does a 15 hit your armor class, Thanos?
It does not.
Okay. So it looks like the imp is having trouble focusing and seeing clearly as whatever it was that Miriam cast seems to be affecting it. The next one, even worse. That's the one that rolled the natural 1 earlier.
Okay.
Their little stinger darts seem to be going wild, just like smacking into trees and things like that. And the last one, that's not going to hit either. Rolled a natural 4 on the D4 and a natural 8 on the D20, so that's not going to hit you. So the 3 there all try, but their stingers are going wild. And that brings us to Seaward's turn.
I'm gonna call another bolt of lightning.
Oh boy.
You ride that lightning.
The Hydra's gonna ride the lightning.
So the Hydra needs to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is a 10. So it's going to take all the damage.
All the damn. All right, that's 22 on the D10s. And 4 on the D6. So a total of 26 points of damage.
Whew. The heads seem to almost like collide with each other as they're trying to, as they feel that ozone building up again, and they try to dodge, but kind of get twisted around each other. And the lightning streaks down, and you see it kind of radiate throughout the pool as well. The heads, after the shock of the lightning, they seem to go limp for a moment, fall underwater, and 3 heads rear up out of the pool. And are you doing anything for a bonus action?
That's gonna be it for my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Dovkin.
Hey,
A
I want to use my breath attack.
Okay. So, what is the range on that?
I believe it is. Let me check real quick. I think it's 120 feet, but oh gosh, where is it?
Blue Dragonborn.
This is out of character,
Yes.
but just to remind people that we need fire damage to keep the Hydra from regenerating. Just throwing that out there. If anybody has fire spells.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
those of you who rolled high enough to recognize what a Hydra was also rolled high enough to know that fire damage will prevent it from regenerating.
What about radiant damage?
Not that you know of.
Okay, well, I'm going to moonbeam the Hydra.
It's not your turn yet.
You just said it was my turn.
No. Someone's about to use lightning breath.
Use your turn to the lightning.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mishearing. So you changed your mind. You're not doing lightning breath. You're going to do moonbeam instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Paladins, man. Okay. It's been a while since I've dealt with moonbeam. That was our druid favorite thing back in the day. Our
Yeah.
druid that only ate flower petals. That was a thing.
I remember that.
Yeah, she's not proud of that. She in retrospect she realizes it was not a functional character. But she tried.
And you know what? She does a lot better now, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so a silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius. 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within 120 feet of you. Dim light fills this cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it will need to do the thing. Interesting. Okay. And what level are you casting it at?
2nd level.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I think that should do it.
Okay, then Mirren, it is your turn.
Mirren. Kelso.
Kielsa.
Rock power.
Hi, Mike is
He's alive.
off. Wonder how long that's been off. How far into the water is the Hydra?
20 feet, I believe.
That's pretty far. Well, I found a spell that I could cast at my highest level and would do a crap ton of damage. But apparently it's a melee spell attack. So I'd have to go hit it.
What spell?
Inflict wounds.
Mm.
And if I
That's-
cast it at
that's a
3rd
bad
level, on a hit, the target takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Cast at each level above 2nd, it takes an additional 10d10. So I could I could do up to 40 damage.
Do you have chill touch?
I'm pretty sure I don't. Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. But
And if I had Water Walk, I could probably cast that too, but I didn't prepare that today.
okay. Well, you've got options.
If I cast Spiritual Weapon in the form of a flamethrower,
Still force damage.
It's a
dang.
really bad idea,
love
Humor me for a moment. Oh, crap.
It'll look like very fiery force damage. Aesthetically, it would be gorgeous. But
Ah, yes, the burning of everything.
I have one spell that is fire damage, but it's another concentration spell, and I'd have to get right up close and personal.
You'd have to what?
Get right up close and personal.
Mm.
It's flame blade.
Because I don't know any fire damage, so I can't do anything other than attack it. Like, dealing with the other part of that's gonna have to be up to someone else.
roll me an intelligence check.
Well, that's a natural 19 already.
Oh boy.
Intelligence is gonna put me at 22.
Okay. Let's see here. You can tell that this Hydra is already looking pretty rough. And let me see here.
I have an idea. Who
Throw
took the
torch
runic
out.
stones? Who ended up grabbing those? Does anyone remember? Hello?
Was me.
Did Thanos take them?
The Demira?
Temizra?
Temizra.
Did you give the to Temizra?
I
This
don't
time?
know.
We gave it to her.
Okay. I did not remember that, so I will have to pull those up again.
Let's see. So if I move 10 feet forward, that would put me 20 feet within them, which would put me 20 feet... No,
Well,
30 feet from the Hydra, right?
30 feet to the water's edge, 10 feet to the 3 imps, and 10 feet from there to the
Okay, so
Hydra.
30 feet now from me. So I'm going to move 25 feet forward.
Into the water?
No, to the water's edge.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
15 should be within the water's edge, right? If they're 10 feet
Yeah.
from the edge.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to move that distance. And as I move past Amizra, I'm going to tell her to, after my next attack, get ready with the Firestones.
Okay. Ooh, Toll the Dead.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead at one of the remaining imps.
Okay. So is that a saving throw on the inside?
Wisdom saving throw or 1d8 necrotic.
Okay. Any particular imp? Do you care?
Are they both damaged or neither?
None of those 3 imps above the water's edge, or floating above the water, are.
Okay, then it doesn't matter.
Okay. I'll just see. We'll call it imp number 4.
Big red shiny red
And
number.
you said it's a wisdom saving throw?
That is correct.
That's an 11?
And that's supposed to beat my DC, right? My spell DC?
Yeah.
Okay, then it definitely fails.
Okay. And how much damage is he taking?
I am trying to find my D8, which has suddenly disappeared. There it is. Oof. 2.
So the the sound of the bell rings out above it, and you see this imp like clutch its head in pain and drop into the water.
Wow. Is it dead? Did I kill that?
It's dropped underwater. You don't know.
Okay, fair enough. It's an action. So that doesn't really leave me with much else to do, does it?
I mean, that was your action. You could still bonus action.
I'm
And if it was a
trying
cantrip,
to
you could-
remember what I can do as a bonus action. As a wizard. Or a cleric, I mean.
Yeah, any of your bonus action spells.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna cast level 2 spiritual weapon and have it attack one of the others.
You can do that on casting it. Okay.
Mhm.
So for that, you roll the attack.
Okay. And I don't add anything to that, do I?
Just to add your spell attack bonus, which is proficiency plus your wisdom modifier.
20
That'll hit.
for 25.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
Force damage, 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Which would be wisdom.
9 damage.
Okay.
Which is looking a lot harder than the first attack.
Just out of curiosity, what form does your spiritual weapon take?
Since a deity was never actually specified for me,
I mean, we talked about she's basically like a hardcore.
right, I should rephrase that. Death in nature, right, was her.
Yes.
What would be really funny as a weapon for a necromancer?
I mean, like, Grim Reaper Scythe seems pretty on point with both harvesting of souls and harvesting of food.
I cannot argue that logic. Let's go with it.
Okay, a Grim Reaper Scythe appears, and while it doesn't actually cut through the imp, your holy manifestation of your deity's power does hit it so hard that it also plummets into the water.
Nice. Okay, so I've casted Bane, I've casted Spiritual Weapon.
Yeah, spiritual weapon thankfully is not concentration. So you're still concentrating on on Bane, but you haven't taken any damage, so you don't have to worry about rolling a concentration check.
Right, I'm making sure that I actually track which slots I have left.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that was my movement, that's my action, bonus action, so I'm going to hold position.
okay. There is one imp left. And
A whole lot of Hydra.
so that imp is going to. Let's see here. He is gonna go for you since you took out two of his buddies. He figures he's probably next. And
Be a
that's
fair
a natural
assumption.
20.
Goody!
I need you to roll me a constitution check.
Did you say Constitution?
Throw. Yes.
3.
A
It
total
bounced-
of 3?
Yep, it hit 20 and then did one last tilt and went to a 2.
All right. Well, I'm going to roll the crap in the die. So you take 2 points of piercing damage. You are poisoned. And you fall unconscious.
Great.
Oh, Isabella.
How does it feel, Kelso?
It feels pretty bad considering I could have done about 40 damage maximum on my next turn if I managed to make it.
And so with you going unconscious, Bane.
I'm pretty sure the ones I afflicted with Bane are already dead.
Well, the one that you hit was the only remaining living one that hit Bane. But yeah, he rolled a natural 20. So
I just rolled my die just for the heck of it. I got a 19.
yeah, that's rough, buddy.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
And Bane fades, and I believe Spiritual Weapon disappears if you go unconscious as well.
Let me see. 1 second. Okay, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I wouldn't know. But to answer your question, it is not concentration.
It's not concentration, but I believe it does still disappear if you go unconscious. That's the way I've seen it rolled every time. Except one DM does something funky with it, but that's for a special homebrew.
I still hurt the crap out of it.
Yeah, no, you definitely knocked some blocks around.
Wake me up! Wake me up inside!
Yep.
Stop.
Make him. Wake him up and he'll stop.
He can't because he's also unconscious.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, he got woken up.
Oh, goody. Wake me up before you go, Ken.
Okay, and that one's dead.
You go.
Oh, but you can sing that, right? Okay, I see how it is.
All right.
Yeah. Get hecked.
I feel hecked.
So the Hydra is going to move forward and
Doesn't he take damage?
Oh, he is starting his actually.
What was the damage I took?
Yeah, 2 points of piercing damage. Okay, let's see here. So, that's right. Moonbeam is active, and it's when they start their turn or enter the space, right? So at the beginning of his turn, does he have to make a saving throw?
Yeah, he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Make sure I'm looking at the right stats for the Hydra. Constitution. That is a 15.
Oh gosh, that meets.
Okay, so he's going to take what, half damage?
Yep, half damage.
Okay, which is going to be what?
That is 2d10s.
Okay, roll.
That's 10 damage.
10 damage. And the cylinder is what? It's a 5-foot radius or 5
foot radius.
Okay. So, the Hydra takes that damage. The heads shriek and plunge underwater, and then come up much closer to shore. Who's standing on the shoreline at
Hi.
this point?
I am 5 feet from the shore, and I'm taking a nap.
Is anyone else near the shoreline? Nope?
No.
Okay. So the Hydra is going to reach out and grab you. I believe when you're, unconscious, you automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Mm-hmm. And any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. So they're about 15 feet away from you, so it's not an auto crit. But they do have advantage.
My body is
ready to attack you.
My body is ready for its beating.
Punish me, Daddy.
Please stop.
Flick me, Daddy.
Marvel reference.
Okay. So I am assuming that a 15 will hit your armor class. Yes.
No, actually.
That's really crappy to roll with advantage and only get a 15. So,
I don't even have my shield equipped.
Which you're wearing. So it seems that the heads are having trouble getting a grip on your armor, and they're still kind of twitching from the electricity that they've been dealt. I believe we're up to 5 heads now
I believe all 5 came
that
out.
came
Yeah.
out of the water. 5 heads have come out of the water at this point.
Oh damn.
And I believe that's gonna that's going to end its turn, and that brings us to Colton. What is Thanos doing?
Is the Hydra like outside of the water or still in?
It's still in the water. It's about 10 or 15 feet from shore. And
Yeah,
there's still
I
a sprite that's about 10 feet out.
Is that what we're calling them? Sprites?
No, dang it. I keep looking at the imp. Dear Lord, where are my notes this bad?
Is it actually a sprite, though?
I mean, do you want to, like, roll to... Oh, you're unconscious. You can't do anything. You don't know. As far
I'm
as
fishing,
you know.
guys. Help me out.
It's actually free real estate.
So
It is 3 lemmings in a
With
trench
these
coat.
upgrades, you never stood a chance.
the imp is 10 feet out from shore, right?
The imp is 10 feet out, and the Hydra is 5 feet behind it.
The Hydra's really trying to chomp on my leg.
It reached and mouthed at it, but couldn't get a good grip, so it just gave up on that for this round.
I'm gonna swap to.
You're gonna what?
Swap to my.
Switch weapons, okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk about a foot off the shore.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk a foot into the water, and I'm gonna attack the fence.
Okay, so you're gonna get within 10 feet of the imp and attack it with your lance, is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, I'm assuming that has reach.
It
Go ahead and
has
roll me an attack.
That looks like 18 plus 5. That's 23.
Yep. Nope, that'll hit.
And the damage is 6.
And you spear that imp.
Nice.
What's with you and murdering imps, dude?
I don't
What
know.
did we do to you?
Are you doing anything? Are you gonna do anything else with your movement, or extra attack, or your bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of the.
I'm gonna step back out of the water. Okay. So,
And to answer your question, Ken, I like the way they look on the end of my spear. Reminds me of the shish.
I like their blood trickling down my blade.
okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention that earlier. Because when I cast Bane, it requires a drop of blood. I bit my thumb Naruto style.
Nice.
Because that always made sense the way they do that.
Yep.
No, go for the finger. Like, it's not like you need that.
Yeah. Okay, so Seaward, what are you doing? Oh wait, no, Tanadra's first. So she's gonna pull. So remembering what happened before, how that went, she's gonna come up and try to smack you awake as well, and because you're unconscious,
Oh,
she
you
has
scared
advantage.
me.
She's gonna throw the runestone at you. Okay, yeah. No, she's gonna hit you. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're awake.
Great.
And then let me see, where are my runestones?
Here. They didn't write down which ones. Sorry.
Oh, I have my list of which ones you guys have available. I just have to remember how they.
I think I also reposted it when we started too. Maybe. Nope.
I'm getting close to it, I think.
During the 11th.
Wait, where did it go? Oh, there they are.
I just dug those up.
Yep. Okay. So,
And it doesn't say anything.
well, I have them in front of me. It deals 2 damage. Yeah, 2 damage of its type. So she's gonna take out the one that you guys noted as the Firestone, and she's gonna throw it at the Hydra. And a thrown runestone always hits its target if it's within 60 feet. So the Hydra is gonna take 2 points of fire damage and shriek an ungodly sound. And then it is Seaward's turn.
Lightning!
Woohoo!
Shocker.
Again, I would like to see if I can get it between a couple of heads so I can hit the heads and the water of the body.
And given that its saving throw was a... Is it a dexterity saving throw? That's an 8.
Yeah, that can make it.
Okay, so yeah, roll me all the damages.
$18 on the D10. $4 on the D6. So total of 22.
How do you want to do this?
Right down in between 2 of the heads. And then I want like the cartoony X-ray like lightning where you see the skeleton.
Yes. So you all watch in a combination of fascination and horror as this lightning bolt streaks down and lights up the Hydra. You see it like flickers and flashes. You can see through to its skeletal structure for a moment, and there's the smell of ozone permeating around, as well as burnt flesh. If any of you are from more coastal regions, it almost smells a bit like burned seafood. And the Hydra's heads collapse into the water.
2 of them?
And we are out of initiative. All of them.
Wow.
And we are out of initiative.
Oh gosh.
It's dead. Maybe.
Did we win?
You survived.
So
My leg feels numb.
Is there a cave beyond there that we can see?
You did see an opening in the rock wall behind the pool.
I say we go in.
I'm just trying to get my bearings as I wake up.
Yeah.
Although I did really, really enjoy the skeleton show.
Yes, you did get to see that. You were conscious by that point. Temizra has stepped a couple of feet away and is retching off to the side just a bit.
Ooh, Constitution fail.
Yeah, she failed some sort of Constitution saving throw and is emptying her stomach of its contents.
I'm gonna check on her and just kind of make sure that was just the smell and not poison or anything.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
Thank you, other dice, getting in the way. 19.
19. All right. So from what you can see, from like comparing on yourself and Dovahkiin, you can see where the poison has kind of infiltrated your guys' system. Although it seems to be slowly fading, you estimate within that it's only going to last for like a minute from when you were first hit. So you're almost halfway there. You don't see any of those telltale marks on her. She does look a little pale, but it seems to be something that's probably more psychological than like a physical poison or something.
Okay. And you said he was fine too, right?
Yeah. You with that medicine check, I'll say it would apply to also comparing with them, and you're pretty sure that whatever poison you guys were hit with will fade within the next less than a minute.
Okay. I just pat her on the back and console her.
I'm sorry, I don't normally. I don't feel so good, but I also think we're close.
It's all right. When you're done, just sit down and take a rest. It'll pass.
And about the same time that you guys are feeling recovered from the poison, you're not quite as weakened and disoriented by it. She seems to have at least regained her composure. She's still a little pale, but she looks pretty determined to keep going.
Is anybody hurt? Do we need some healing?
I just got a couple of pokes with those darts, barely a scratch.
Oh, shoot.
¿Qué pasa, calabaza?
Those words? What did she just say?
Que pasa, calabaza? Que pasa is like, what's up?
Well, you cut out, so it just sounded like straight up jargon. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, that's kind of what I would do.
Like, I can speak a considerable amount of Spanish, but it's like, but when it's cut out like that, I had no idea what was going on.
Excuse me.
She's speaking infernal again.
It's like, wow, she's really getting into character.
Is anybody still inflicted with poison?
That wore off after about wore off within like a minute of the battle ending.
Oh, well,
we're good.
I had a spell lesser restoration that I could have been using, but
could have been, but you guys were able to recover without the rest, so you can save that spell slot.
Yeah.
Which you probably won't need as you go into the mysterious cave.
Yeah, let's go into the cave,
not at
guys.
all.
Guys, I gotta get off.
Aww.
Yeah, I know.
Oakley do.
Do you work tomorrow?
No, but I got like maybe 4 hours of sleep last night, and I'm about to pass out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to camp. It started raining
that's right.
the night when I was trying to sleep out on my hammock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't always work out as well as you think it will.
So yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, part 3 next week or something.
So
Apparently.
it's a pretty afternoon.
Tugboat's trying to say something, but I don't understand him.
Same.
Understandable.
Which makes me sad because I really like listening to him.
We noticed.
Oh.
3 all week, except for tomorrow afternoon.
He's like so close to being able to make it.
Something's happening tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I'm playing in a one shot.
Oh
with
yeah.
my mom, sister, and one of my mom's friends.
That's fun.
Fun.
Yeah, my mom has never ever played before, so it should be exciting.
Okay.
Neat.
Good night then.
Bye bye, Ken.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Talking about in the background. Bye. I barely heard that, and I'm glad I did.